Rock Shabbat. If it's Friday night at Beth Sholom congregation, you know that there is a new kind of music that is being played each week, and it's only Shabbat. That's right. It's only Shabbat. And I like it. So we're gonna, first of all, welcome everyone here. We want to thank all of our very talented musicians for being with us and working with Agar to create this music. And if you've been here before, you may hear some of these melodies that have been the best, but knowing Agar, we're going to probably have a couple of new things that we haven't heard, because he's always trying to change things up and keep things interesting. So that's what we're here to do. We're outside and can hear those air conditioners running, but our singing is going to take over that sound, and we're really glad you're with us. So, anything you'd like to say about any of the start off before we get started?
The first melody is a pretty cool melody. It's written by an Orthodox rabbi, actually as a nigun, but it's going to sound nothing like the way he wrote it. So let's just quickly learn it. So I'll sing it and you repeat. Shalom Aleichem Malachei Asharet.
Shalom Aleichem Malachei Asharet.
Malachei Elyon.
Malachei Elyon.
Mihi Melech HaMelachim.
Mihi Melech HaMelachim.
HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Awesome, let's learn the next part. Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem.
Malachei Asharet.
Malachei Hasharet.
Malachei Elyon.
Elyon.
And that's it, we got it. Now let's sing it together. Shalom Aleichem Malachei Asharet. Malachei Elyon. Mihi Melech HaMelachim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem Malachei Asharet. Malachei Elyon. Mihi Melech HaMelachim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ay, ay, ay. Shalom Aleichem Malachei Asharet. Malachei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bo'atim leShalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon. Mihi Melech HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ay, ay, ay. Bo'atim leShalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon. Mihi Melech Malachei HaMelachim. Shalom, Malachei Elyon. Mihi Melech HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni leShalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon. Mihi Melech HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ay, ay, ay. Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon.
Turn ahead to page 16 as we continue with Yismechu HaShamayim, the melody from Tehillah, the wonderful group from Israel. Join with us, page 16.
ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ, ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ, ירם הים ומלואו, ירם הים ומלואו, ירם הים ומלואו, ירם הים ומלואו, ישמחו
So one of the things we Jews are great at is we take things that are part of non-Jewish culture and we make them Jewish. And so part of what the Cantor has brought us over a lot of different Shabbatot is he's taken influences from not Jewish cultural influences, but actually brought them into the liturgy and the prayers. And that's something that we have done. As the Cantor probably could give a whole class on all of the different places that things that we think of as melodies that came from Sinai actually came from secular cultures where Jews happen to live. So for those of you who feel like, it's rock, Shabbat, this is what we Jews do. We take from the civilizations that we live in and we make them Jewish. So join with us in that spirit in a full heart, page 19, Romamu.
רוממו אדוני אלוהינו וישתחוו להר קודשו, רוממו אדוני אלוהינו וישתחוו להר קודשו, כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו, Adorai Elohim,
continue with Lecha Dodi. We invite you to turn with us to page 21. I think the Chazan and these are like our Neshama band regulars.
Basically, yeah.
We got Neshama. We got our Neshama. We're going to be doing the first, second, and last verse on page 21, and then we'll invite people to rise as we conclude with the final verse on page 22 and welcome the Shekhinah, welcome God's presence with us as we greet Shabbat. Page 21.
And this one will be a very familiar melody, so I hope you join us.
Lecha Dodi likrakala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrakala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zakor v'divoreka tishbiyadu, elam yukad Adonai echad, u'shemo echad, shemo echad. Lecha Dodi likrakala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrakala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat legoveneta ki mekol haberacha berosh mikedem mesuva sof maaseh. במחשבה תחילה, lecha Dodi likrakala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. lecha Dodi likrakala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורק ומיורי יורי יורי, שיר דברי כבוד אדוני. עלייך תיגלה, lecha Dodi likrakala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. lecha Dodi likrakala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. בואי ושלום הדרך בעלה גם בשמחה ובצולה תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי קלה, lecha Dodi likrakala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. lecha Dodi likrakala, pnei Shabbat nekabela.
Please be seated. I want to just give you a little, this is not a warning, this is advance notice that we're going to invite people to introduce themselves. We're small in number, strong in spirit, and I'm going to ask if there has been some vision, some moment of your summer that you want to hold on to as we get ready in the next couple of weeks to move on from the summer and head into a new year and a fall. So as we continue now with Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, the Psalm for Shabbat on page 23, I want to ask you to maybe you'll conjure up a vision of something you want to hold on to from your summer, although nothing may come to mind, so you can just introduce yourself. But maybe there's something from your summer you want to share with the rest of us. Page 23.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך העליון, ולזמר לשמך העליון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך העליון, ולזמר לשמך העליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך, חגיגה בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות עלי אסון ועלי נבל עלי היגיון בבינות מזמור השיר ליום השבת טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשבחה עליון ולזמר לשבחה עליון מזמור השיר ליום השבת טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשבחה עליון ולזמר לשבחה
We're going to invite any of you who are in the process of mourning or observing a yard site, both who are here and those of you who are on our Zoom, to rise and to join with me in Mourner's Kaddish on page 24 of our Siddur. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'yalma divrach yiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh. V'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayeh d'chol Beit Yisrael. B'agala u'vizman kariv v'yimru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudesha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechemata da'amiran bi'alma v'yimru. Amen.
Amen.
Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen.
Amen.
So I realized that when we're out here, I don't really have a long enough cord, I think, to go out and have everyone be able to be reached by my cord. But let me start with the band first. We'll have introductions. Anything memorable from the summer?
Oh gosh, so many things. Walking along the Monterey Bay shore with my wife at sunset, holding hands.
That's so sweet.
Steve.
Jerry Hellman, spending lots of time with our two grandsons.
Your name?
Jacob. Usually, yeah. Wow, that's a tough question. We had a lot of these awesome services with blues Shabbat, other kinds of Shabbat with beer. That was fun. And also I'm releasing my first tracks in September, so I've been preparing that for part of the summer. So that's pretty exciting.
Your first
Tracks, like music recordings.
recordings. Okay. Looking forward to that. You have to
Hi, I'm Tess. I think the only thing we actually did this summer is we spent an afternoon in Lancaster together as a family, and that was great.
Nice. Family time in Lancaster.
Hi, Lisa. I think the musical services this summer have been really fun, and also our daughter Marielle got to work at the camp this summer, and she really enjoyed it. It was fun seeing her learn and do things.
We loved having Marielle at camp this summer.
Carl, spending the whole summer with my grandchildren, and most recently, my oldest grandchild, Enzo, took charge of my youngest granddaughter, Winnie, and pushed her around in a carriage, gave her 2 bottles, read to her, talked to her, and showed him his cards. How's that for growing up? That just made my heart so full.
That is grandchildren heaven. All right, so here's my problem. My cord doesn't go, I don't think, quite as far as it needs to, but
Sunny, and we spent a couple of weeks in Geneva visiting granddaughter and son. Very nice.
Sarah, and we also spent time in New York with our other granddaughter and mom and dad. Her mom and dad.
fabulous.
Friends came
Kathy, and I saw Lyle Levitt, and you guys all sort of remind me of how much fun it is to hear beautiful music put together kind of on a lark and with great storytelling and meaning. Thank you.
That was a great show.
Great show. Yeah, we were all there.
So I'm David, Kathy's husband, and we're very fortunate to have friends for a long time, the Kozlovs, who invited us to come tonight. And I love being at the congregation here, so thank you for this. And my summer, you know, we were up in northern Michigan, and that's a memory I'll take throughout the year. So thanks for having us.
Mindy Bleckman. We spent 2 lovely weeks in Northern California with our Bleckman family and friends.
Beautiful. All right. This is.
Hi, I'm Devorah.
And Aaron.
And we've just gotten out locally and been glad to just see some of the places that sort of slipped undercover during COVID.
Hi, I'm Irma. The highlight of our summer was our daughter Sari's wedding that she had after 2 years. She actually was supposed to get married at the beginning of 2020. She brought her 11-month-old because she had a baby in the meantime. And we also had a new baby who was named here during the summer. So that was very exciting. Thank you.
All right, guys, I can't go further.
Oh, he's loud. That's not a problem.
This is as far as I go.
Ricky and Suzanne, we went all over the place. You name it, we were there this summer.
With Lila.
With Lila.
That's right.
Yeah, from Taiwan.
Hi, I'm Drew Friedman. The highlight of my summer really was spending time with the kids, watching them grow this summer. I think our boys grew a couple inches over the summer.
Yep, I'm Jamie Friedman, and I liked hearing about the kids' camp experience. It was always fun, and very happy that they're starting school full-time on Monday.
You are. All right.
Okay, Elliot Miller, and 2 months ago I was in Iceland on top of a glacier with the snow, and we could use some of that snow right now, I guess.
Well, this is cool compared to how it was a couple weeks ago, right?
I'm going to go last. I'm Gary. I think nice part of summer was I had my kids home at various times, either 2, 3, or 4 of the kids home for weekends. So.
Great. And I'm David. And I guess it was, I still feel like it was the summer. Standing under a chuppah with your daughter getting married is a kind of peak experience, I would say. So, but I would say actually at the wedding itself, our 2 children and my son-in-law's brother gave the toasts. And there was not a dry eye in the house, I have to say. So when you have siblings that love their siblings and love the people their siblings are marrying, it's a beautiful thing. So feel very grateful for that. So I hope that as we move out of this time, we're moving into actually tonight begins Rosh Chodesh Elul. We are beginning the last month on the Jewish calendar, which is the time that we reflect on the year that has been and our own lives. And as the Cantor was teaching last Shabbat, the rabbis tell us that the 4 letters in the word Elul in Hebrew are the 4 letters that begin Ani ledodi v'dodi li. I am my beloved and my beloved is mine. And one of the things that we know is that when we feel love and when we feel loved, we feel safe enough to see the truth of our lives and who we are. And so the rabbis are hinting that we begin this last month with God's love, and from that security of God's love, we are willing to see who we really are and acknowledge where we've done wonderful things and things that we could do a little bit better. So I hope that we all have a sense that despite some of the chaos and craziness of the world we live in, that we are in this beautiful, beautiful world that God has given us with God's love that sustains us. And from that place, we have a chance to really look in an open, trusting way to see our lives as we get ready for the start of a new year. So without further ado, we'll invite you, if you are able to stand, to do so. We're going to face, I think we'll face this direction, which is east, our parking lot, for the Baruch Hu on page 28.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Amvorach.
Baruch Adonai Mavarach le'olam vahed.
Baruch Adonai Mavarach le'olam vahed.
We invite you to be seated as we continue privately the Hebrew or English Ma'ariv Aravim, page 28.
ומעביר יום ולילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד, ברוך אתה אדוני,
Baruch Shema.
המעריב הרבים.
Amen. Join with us as we sing Ahavat Olam, page 29.
אהבת עולם בית ישראל עמך אתה תורה ומצוות חוקים ומשפטים אותנו למדת על כן אדוני אלוהינו תשכבנו וקומנו נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד כי הם חיינו ויורך ימינו ויורך ימינו ובהם נגע יומם בלילה יומם בלילה ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני
Shema.
אוהב עמו ישראל.
Amen.
שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד 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 ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך. והיה אם שמעות תשמעו מצוותיי אשר נקים מצוותיכם היום להבא ישמרו לכם בנפרד לבבכם ושרתם מהרה מהארץ בשבתך בביתך בדרך שוב כמך על האדמה אשר נשבע אדוני לאבותיכם לתת לכם כימי השמיים על הארץ. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם ויעשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם ונתנו על ציצית הכנף פתיל תכלת והיה לכם לציצית וריתם אותו וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני ועשיתם אותם ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם אשר אתם זונים אחריכם למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם.
We continue on page 32 again with some time for our private prayer. Emet ve'emunah, page 32.
אמת וכוס הקיימת תנה אלוהינו ונזרתו ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ובני ישראל לחנו שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נדר בקודש נורא דהילות וסבל מלכותך ראו בניך בוקע ים לפני משה צאלי ענו ויאמרו אדוני מלוך לעולם ונאמר כדי גמגלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גל ישראל.
We invite you to turn ahead with us to page 33 as we daven Hashkivenu.
השכיבנו אלוהינו לשלום ומדינה ומכן לחיים ורצוננו שכשמך ופרוסן שכשם לך ברכת אדוני הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים.
Join with us in Craig Taubman's Vishamru, page 34, as we thank God for the gift of Shabbat.
בשבת וינפש ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם
So I fooled you. That was not the Taubman Shabbat. That was not the Taubman V'Shamro.
That was my mistake. I wrote Taubman on the outline, but we changed it last minute. Yeah, we changed it 3 times today, actually.
We're going to invite you to rise if you are able, as we have some time for some quiet reflection and prayer, as we continue now with Chatzi Kaddish, page 34, and then some time for your own private Amidah, beginning on page 35 and continuing through page 38.
יתקדל ויתקדש שמי רבה
אמן.
ביעלמה דברה קירותי והמליק מלכותי בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולם המיה יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן ויעלמה ויאמרו אמן.
Those of you who are still davening, please continue to do so. Those of you who have concluded, join together in Oseh Shalom. Feel free to be seated. to say to those of you who are watching on Zoom, we just saw in the comments that it might be hard to hear from my mic. We just raised it a little bit, so if you want to just let us know if it's better at this volume, and if you can hear, sounds like you may not have been able to hear, but we apologize and hope that you can hear a little bit more right now. We invite those who are here and those watching to rise if you are able, as the Chazan leads us in Kiddush. It's found on page 49 of your prayer book.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kideshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodesho b'yahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaro lemasei v'reishit ki hu yom techila l'mikra'e kodesh zechar le'tziat mitzrayim ki vanu v'acharta v'yotanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodecha yava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashavat. Amen. L'chaim.
L'chaim. As you remain standing, we'll invite you to turn ahead to page 51 as we continue the service with Aleinu, page 51.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות אלא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה שלא שם חלקנו כהם וגר עלינו ככל המונם ואנחנו קוראים משתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. שם תשמעי ושם שם. ככתוב בתורתו היום שבת חגים לבני. ככתוב בתורתך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
Please be seated. It's with sadness that we mourn the passing this past week of Gerald Malamut, father of Debbie Minkoff, husband to Ethel, and father of Brenda and also of Jonathan. Shiva will continue after Shabbat at Debbie and David's home. There will be an evening service tomorrow night for Motzei Shabbat at 7:40, and Havdalah. They will also be sitting at their home on Sunday with a minyan at 7 p.m. And we ask that Debbie and her entire family should know much comfort and strength among all those who mourn among our people. Again, at this time, we'll invite those of you who are observing a yard site or in mourning to rise as we continue on page 52 with Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. B'yama divrach Yeruteh v'yamlich malchuteh. B'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv yimru.
Amen.
Amen. Yehi shmei rabba mivorach li'olam omei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei dekudesha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran bi'alma v'yimru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. We ask God, who brings peace and comfort on high, to bring peace and comfort to all who are remembering their loved ones. You may have seen the Chazan and I just smiling a little bit. We saw that Troy was thinking that the service might be getting ready to be over and was removing the beer, but Elliot quickly got him
Save the day.
to leave the beer here. So we hope that some of you may enjoy some of the snacks and some beer that from the Urban Village Brewery in Center City. The Myron and Louise Goldman Sons Brew Pub supplied us with beer, and there's some still here for tonight. And Tom has arrived just in time to get the beer, so we're glad he is here. So we have just a few announcements to make. We want to invite you to, if you are able to do the mitzvah of giving blood, there are a few open slots for Helene's Heroes Blood Drive that Renee Feidelson coordinates. That's this Tuesday between 2 and 7. So if you can, register at the Red Cross website to see if there are some open slots so we can do that mitzvah. We want to let you know that our Alzheimer's and Dementia Support Group meets the third Wednesday of every month at 6:30 p.m., both for those who suffer from Alzheimer's and dementia and their caregivers. We also want to let you know that choir rehearsal will be taking place this Thursday evening. My class on preparing our hearts for the upcoming Days of Awe, Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock, will continue this week. And we have lots and lots of things coming up for high holidays. I think next Friday night we are having
Neshama Band next week.
the Neshama Band will be here next week, and that gives me an opportunity to thank Carl and Lisa and Tess and Jerry and Steve and our Cantor for making this Rock Shabbat a Shabbat of song and joy for all of us. So thank you all for your musical gifts, which you so regularly share with the community, and for the Cantor for bringing it all together. Without further ado, we're going to conclude on page 54 with Adon Olam.
I just want to add two things. One is starting next week in September, going through July of next year, we're going to have special services of all kinds of varieties every single week, unless I'm away. Well,
And then it'll be special because it'll be probably a cappella.
But every single week we'll have a different flavor of music, and the goal being that we want to celebrate Shabbat every week, and so we'll have different music to feel joyful and celebratory every week. And also, this week and next week, I'm doing 2 classes on Wednesday on the liturgy and music of the high holidays. So if you want to learn about some of the interesting musical history of our prayers, please join on Wednesday at 7:30. And we're going to conclude with the Rabbi's favorite version of Adon Olam.
To Sloop John B.
Sloop John B.
Oh, yeah. So nice of you.
אדון עולם אשר מעלה בטרם כל יציר נברא להתנשא בחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא
Shabbat Shalom. Yasher Koach. See, that melody was really written for Adon Olam. That's the thing about it. Yasher Koach. Shabbat Shalom. It was the Kingston Trio way before it was, yes. Yes.
It's a Bahamian folk song.
Oh, is that really?
Yeah. That's what it says right there, arranged by Brian Wilson. Bahamian folk song.
A Bahamian folk song.
Bahamian folk song arranged by Brian Wilson. But he was high most of the time. Really?
Right, like some good Bahamian weed.
Really? Antipsychotics. He was on everything.
Oh my God. All right, Yasher Koach, you got all of you. Thank you.